Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. Today, I have a very special guest here for the show today. Can you go ahead and announce to the world who you are and where you're calling from?
Yes, my name is Iris Barratt, and I live in the beautiful mountains of Oak Ridge, Oregon.
Okay. And can you tell me about your past leading up into your present, whatever you want to talk about?
When I was young, I found the voice of the grateful anonymous appreciator. And I found that if I could honor people anonymously, then my heart could have full expression. And I realized it wasn't about me, it was about the message. And I created 22 different honoring awards, and I've been advocating that people send them anonymously for many, many years. And it's so fun because I will send one to someone anonymously, like a caregiver award, and then other people will pass them on too. And then I also discovered the voice of the courageous anonymous truth teller. And I created like 20 sassy wake up call awards, like mindless moocher, narcissistic numbskull, gossip monger. And those are really fun. Some people find them funny, and other people find them as sort of an anonymous wake up call if it fits.
Okay, tell me more about this honoring rewards.
They're a ton of fun. I sell them on my Etsy shop, which is called Evolving Genius Awards. And, when someone gets a loving kindness award or a childlike wonder award in the mail, they have to think about all the wonderful people they know and wonder who could have sent it. So it's so great that way for people. The mystery is powerful. It really is. It kind of started, a friend of mine came to our women's spiritual group in tears because she was a school teacher and these kids were having such a hard time. Somebody had to go live with grandma because, their parents were out to lunch on drugs and alcohol. And anyway, I wrote this Gifted and Talented Child Award. She had their perfect names and addresses, and I sent it to a dozen kids in the 4th and 5th grade, and it changed their reality, gave them something positive to focus on. It built their self-esteem. And of course, the mystery, kids love getting a surprise in the mail. So that really gave me the impetus to really continue it and take it seriously and encourage other people to realize that the more we honor other people, the more we learn to honor ourselves, and how it's such a beautiful circle. And when we learn to honor other people, learn to honor ourselves, that's when everything shifts.
How many clients do you have right now as we speak?
Oh man, I couldn't even guess. I mean, I've been sending these awards in my Etsy shop and on my old website, anonymousexpressions.com, since 2002. I've been sending them around the world. And I can say that my Spirit of Compassion Award is the one that has been translated into the most languages. And that makes me really happy as well.
Tell me a time when you touched somebody heart that was a part of, was a client of yours.
Someone had me send an award. And again, a lot of times they order them. I don't know where they're going. I don't know much about it. I just send them. Well, I got a phone call and someone said to me, "We had you send one of your honoring awards to a friend of ours who was a teenager that we knew was suicidal. And we were all so upset. We didn't know what to do. A wonderful young gay man whose parents were just terribly unaccepting of his lifestyle, his coming out and being honest. And it gave him something different to focus on. And somebody cared. And he had to wonder about all the people in his life who could have sent it. And they called me, his friends, there were 3 people on the phone. They called me crying that it had made such an impact on their friend. And now he was in the wonder of it all and had something different to focus on. And the mystery's powerful, Kimberly. It really is.
Tell me step by step what you do when you do honoring events. Do you usually get feedback back?
I do.
Yeah.
I
So
do.
yeah. Tell me step by step what you do with honoring events.
Yeah, so I have several different ones, and most of my programs now are pretty much do it yourself. You can download them on Etsy very affordably. The biggest one I do is when I do the honoring award ceremony. And it was so fun for our local theater group. It was a fundraiser, and the community got to vote for what community members, who got valuable volunteer, who got free spirit, who got loving kindness, who got certificate of sainthood. And it was really super fun. So it was announced that we were going to have this fundraiser. People could click on the link and vote for what local person they wanted to see receive what award. And it was beautiful. We had lights, we had music, we had fun. And I got to present these awards to people in my community. And it was very heartwarming. Everybody came to see who was going to get what award. And the theater group made money. I had a lot of fun. And the awards went out to a lot of community members. And I think every chamber of commerce should want to do this for their local community. And
Are you a part of the Chamber of Commerce?
I am.
Good. I was.
Chamber of Commerce
They're
is
pretty
important.
good. They're really good.
They
I
can
like
be, and they're good at also orchestrating a lot of fundraisers for their communities. And that matters to me too. They're very good at recognizing, like for our food pantry, I did one for our food pantry, and the chamber was right behind me. And that's a beautiful feeling, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And how long have you been with the chamber? The same amount of time you've been with honoring events?
Well, I've moved around a couple times since then. I've been with this local chamber since I first got here 5 years ago. But yeah, the chamber really matters to me. And the chambers love to honor their people. And they love my awards, which is so fun. And by the way, I did want to mention to you, Kimberly, that the money that I make on my Etsy shop selling awards supports my free program for gifted and talented children and caregivers, because I send those for free to anybody who asks me to. They matter to me very, very much. And I'll tell you what, who calls me crying the most are caregivers. And if you're up for it, I'd like to read my honorary Caregiver of Light award. Can I share that with
Yes, yes. Go ahead. You have
caregivers?
the
Call
floor.
me crying when they get this award, because caregiving is so hard. It touches them so deeply. It's just, I think, one of the most honorable and difficult things that anyone has to do. So here's my honorary Caregiver of Light award. In recognition of your outstanding service to those in your care, you are hereby honored for your compassionate understanding, your gentle kindness, and nurturing presence. Your loyalty, dedication, and patience are truly beyond measure. This makes you a precious global treasure. We honor you as an exceptional caregiver of light and love as we bow our heads to you in gratitude. Congratulations.
Wow, that is beautiful.
And it's simple. It's easy to understand. It's been translated into different languages, which makes me really happy. My stuff is simple, but it's heartfelt. And when people get it in writing, they can read it over and over again. And when they get it in the mail, it really makes an impact. You know, we don't get groovy stuff in the mail very often. And when we do, it's kind of special.
Do you feel that honoring events helps a lot of people that are religious as well?
Religious and spiritual. Here's the thing about my stuff is that it's so universal. That's the beautiful thing about it. So in every one of the programs that I do, one of the main foundations is I call them my wisdom words. I have 90 key words that people can use to help honor people. So one of the questions is, the inner qualities that I can sense with you are. And it's so beautiful because they're all on there: love, trust, truth, adventure, laughter, joy, connection. I mean, it's beautiful to And then to watch children honor their parents. I basically consider these programs to be good for ages 8 and up. And it's very simple, a very simple format. I've got these wisdom words. I've got beginning sentences. And, I'm just ready for people to get out of the negative space. And my whole thing, girlfriend, is I want to start new traditions of honoring. It's important to me. And honoring and storytelling are both time-honored peacemaking traditions throughout all cultures, as far as I know. And I'd like to bring that back more into the United States because I don't think we're as good at it as other cultures. Certainly not as good as I would like us to be, right? So many times, like I'll go to a really wonderful retirement party and I'm waiting for the honoring to start. And the loud music starts and the food comes out and the alcohol comes out and the honoring doesn't happen. And, it means so much to people when employees, it's so great. Employers are having long lunches with their people, letting them do these honoring events. And they're like, wow, they have all this peace and harmony in the workplace. I didn't know my coworker appreciated that about me. And we spend so much time and energy at work. So, I know you can appreciate this. For so many years, I've thought, if relationships are so important, and they are, because they affect virtually every area of our lives, why don't we spend more time really focusing on relationships and finding ways to, enhance our relationships? And my programs are all about that. And it really matters to me. And it teaches good social skills, which I care about too.
So basically, it's a connection thing, making sure that you get connected with people and break the ice and everything. Is that what it's about?
Yes, appreciation, encouragement, and support. It's an opportunity to give people genuine appreciation, encouragement, and support. Whether that's, an opportunity for a birthday or a graduation or volunteers. I started creating this initially, all of my awards for a volunteer appreciation event. Volunteers are my tribe. I've always done volunteer work. It's always been important to me. And when we retired, my husband had one request. He said, I want you to become a recovering board member. And I said, I think I know what that means. So I said, okay. So I created my honoring event programs for my brand of volunteer work. And my honoring events, Evolving Genius Honoring Award ceremonies, are really fabulous. Everybody gets their awards and it's a ton of fun.
Tell me more about your volunteer work.
I've done primarily, I worked for Planned Parenthood for many, many years.
That's good.
I've also done, food pantries and boy, you name it, I've probably done it with volunteer work. And so what I finally decided is the best use of my time would be to go out and do these volunteer appreciation events. As you know, volunteers make the world go round. Look how many things volunteers make happen. And without them, wow, what a terrible thought. And with funding constantly being threatened or cut, volunteers, they make the world go round and they deserve to be honored and appreciated. And it's fun because they can either choose the award to honor themselves, or everyone can vote for which award that they get. And sometimes we mention both awards for them. So it's really wonderful. It's very heartwarming to honor our volunteers, give them appreciation, encouragement, and support, and let them know how valuable they are. It makes a difference.
How do you think that honoring events change people's lives for the best?
When we learn to honor other people, we learn to honor ourselves. That's really the very best thing of all. And what I find with these programs is when people are like, okay, I'm going to spontaneously honor this person, and they might pick, compassion or joy. They pick these different qualities. And what they realize is that what they honor in other people are the things that they appreciate about themselves. And they get to know and appreciate themselves more and more. The more they work with those key words, the more they look for other things they appreciate in other people. You know, I have a poem called Honoring Builds a Circle of Nobility, because it does. And it goes out with every honoring award that I send. And when I did this for my theater group, we'd had the honoring awards ceremony. I read this poem, Honoring Builds a Circle of Nobility, at the end. And a woman came to me and she said, I have to tell you, what I love the most about what you did is that your message is so authentic. And I know that comes from the poem, because the poem really expresses how I feel about honoring. I've got it here. You want to hear it?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not very long, but it's lovely. It's called Honoring Builds a Circle of Nobility. Honoring builds a circle of nobility. Honoring is where silence joins what is true. Honoring is a divine reflection of me and of you. Honoring is holding a sincere respect as a natural goodness that you reflect. Honoring is a happy, joyful kind of play. Honoring is my greatest joy day after day. Honoring in secret builds nobility. Positive, anonymous surprises foster one's humility. Honoring is my essential reality. Honoring brings me essential clarity. Honoring is a sacred circle of discovering that together we are harmonizing. It reflects the capability of our evolving creativity, joined with our social responsibility to create melody and mastery, a new tranquility of generosity. So just remember that if your honoring of others and of yourself is really clear and sincere, that the goodness of others and life will surely reflect and honor you too, my dear.
Precious. Oh, that is so cool. Oh man.
Well, I will be sending you an award in the mail. I'm looking forward to having your mailing address, and you will get a copy of the poem, and I will have a really fun time deciding which one of my honoring awards that you will receive.
Poems are actually harder than it looks to do. You have to have really good talent.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of that, I will say very briefly that probably the most profound poem that I've ever written, that's gone all around the world for many, many years. I send it anonymously as a wake-up call against verbal abuse and bullying. And it's called Shame on You. And it's very popular. It's very clear. It's simple enough that it translates well. And while it's an absolutely wonderful poem, I think, the sad part is it's really popular because verbal abuse and bullying are so prevalent. So I really care deeply about that. People can go to my Etsy shop, Evolving Genius Awards, and they can find one that says Confront Verbal Abuse and Bullying. And boy, that has made a huge impact, because when somebody gets it in the mail and they don't know who sent it, and it clearly calls out verbal abuse and bullying, it really makes an impact. You would be really surprised, Kimberly, at the phone calls I get from family members going, I can't believe the difference it made. They felt ashamed. They looked at the face. They got it in writing. They read it several times, and they changed their behavior.
So you feel that these poems and what you do changes behavior for the better?
Absolutely. And verbal abuse and bullying is not okay with this old grandma. I don't put up with that stuff. And, you know, it's so prevalent. And, you know, it just breaks my heart. And some of these, you know, older people a lot of times are verbally abused. I mean, it affects people on all socioeconomic strata all around the world. I mean, you know how prevalent it is, unfortunately. So I'm on a campaign, man. I'll go to any library. I'll go to any group and talk about it and share my poems with people. And what's cool too was, like, when I did it at the library, everybody gets an envelope with the poem, 1 page. And then what they do is they each mail it for someone else. So I would get an address from you, you would get an address from me. And that way, if anyone confronted you and said, "Did you send this to me?" you can sincerely say, "No, no, I didn't send that to you."
You
And
know,
it's clearly sent anonymously on purpose as well. It clearly says that it's sent anonymously as a serious wake-up call.
this is like uh something that's in a treasure chest, and stored away, because I didn't even know about honoring events, and I wanted to know, what have you been doing to promote honoring events other than the Chamber of Commerce, like online, like SEO, search engine optimization, and everything to get your name out there?
Well, what I'm seriously in the process of doing is making it available for people. What I really want to do in my heart of hearts is I want to give my programs to the young, techie, smart people. I want them to do the promotion. I want them to put their beautiful faces. I've had my time in the limelight for many years. I've been an event entertainer, an event program creator, and a teacher, and a counselor, and a bunch of stuff throughout my life. And I want their beautiful faces. I want them to weave their progressive magic into my programs, make them even better. So I'm looking to collaborate with hopefully a group of young people, have peer review. I'm ready to offer scholarships and give my programs to the young people. And that's what I'm working on, because that's what's most important to me. Take grandma's homespun. Yes, they're excellent. I've had a lot of experience, and let them brand it. Let them, make them beautiful, make them even better. And that's exciting for me.
Where do you see yourself going in the future?
I'm going to be mentoring these people. I'm going to be mentoring these young people who are going to take my programs, and we're going to have obviously classes for them, and memberships for them, and ongoing training. So I get to mentor them and watch the programs evolve, and that's really exciting for me. And I've done some celebrity work with celebrities in the past, and I'm looking forward to doing some of that as well. I spent many years in Sun Valley, Idaho, did a lot of event entertainment for some rich and famous people, and it brought me a lot of joy. And in Sun Valley, if you're really good at what you do, it's small enough that the word gets around and the people there can afford you. So it was really a wonderful opportunity for me for many years.
If you had to give a piece of advice to someone that wants to be in your shoes, wore many different hats and came to settle with something that they enjoy doing that makes money, what would kind of advice would you give them?
What I know in my heart of hearts is that my inner guidance, dare I say, I have inner guidance that's very strong, wants me to help give my programs away to single parents. I was a single parent, and I loved getting all dressed up, going out, working for a couple of hours, making really good money, and having that balance between home and family and work and profession, and be able to make decent money and have time with my family. So whether that's a self-supporting single senior, or whether that is a self-supporting single parent, that's really my target market. And those are the people that are going to get my scholarships. The revenue will come from the event planners. They love my stuff. They work so hard. I mean, the caterers and event planners work so hard. And they look at my program and go, wow, now that's fun. That's my perfect semi-retirement job. That's a great way to have money. And they just love it. So that's kind of where I'm heading. And that's what matters the most to me. I want to give these scholarships to single parents. I really do.
If you wanted to give your insight on what you or promote yourself to the techie people that would possibly help you, because I have people worldwide watching my show, what would you say to them? You have the floor for 3 minutes, and then we're going to end there.
Thank you so much. So honoringevents.com is my website, and you can go there and you can find a wonderful little short and sweet video where I ask questions for scholarships. You know, people can apply for a scholarship on my website and apply for a scholarship. I mean, yes, this is going to get, more intense as time goes on, but get on the ground floor, it's such a beautiful thing to honor other people. I mean, it's the best, it's the best part-time home-based business opportunity that I can ever imagine. It brings you joy. And we all know that honoring people makes everybody look good, makes everybody feel good. Positive emotions are healthy. They're so good for us. And, when you honor other people, you learn to honor yourself and everything changes. People love my awards. My programs are simple enough that it's pretty much a do-it-yourself thing. You can download it, you can print it out, and you can do it. And all you have to do is demonstrate it and encourage other people to do it. My resources are simple enough. That if there's anything brilliant about it, really, Kimberly, it's that I've worked very diligently to make it simple enough that pretty much anyone can spontaneously use my program and demonstrate it and help other people so that we can honor each other. We all have so many wonderful opportunities. And, when was the last time you honored yourself? I think sometimes we have to get better at saying, hey, I just accomplished something wonderful. I just wrote a new book, or I just, did something really great, or I just had a healing miracle, or whatever. Honor yourself, bring your people together. You can wait around for other people to honor you, or you can really take an honest look at your life and invite people to come and share the honoring, because it really matters and it makes people feel so good to honor each other. And I appreciate you asking that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. More than welcome. How can the people reach you?
So my email is honoringevents@gmail.com. Honoringevents.com is my website. And my Etsy shop, you just go to etsy.com, shop Evolving Genius Awards. And my website, basically tells the basics about my programs. And boy, I want people to apply for scholarships, especially single parents. Honestly, they will be given priority. They're who I care about. Being a single parent, it made all the difference in the world for me to have a lucrative, happy home-based business.
Thank you so much. Stay on the line. Thank you, everybody, for joining my show today. You take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Never waste my time.